friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany if you're new here, and in today's video we are finally doing my April's TBR. Typically I like to have my TBR video up like the very first day of the new month or right before the new month starts, but that's just not how this month fell, unfortunately for me. So today is April 6th, so we're still in the beginning of April, and I want to go ahead and let you all know what my April's TBR will consist of. Now, granted, because it is April 6th, I already did read 2 books. Well, I read 1 book and I am in the middle of reading another. The first book that I read for the month of April was Lyric by Huffington. I'm just going to tell you all what that was about really quickly, and then we will get into like what I thought about the book and my April's wrap up. So let me just get that pulled up for you all really quickly. If I don't have the physical book with me, because I don't have every single physical book that I plan to read for April physically with me yet, because more than likely I'm probably going to read it on my Kindle device here, and the book probably won't come in until by the end of the month, so I'll make sure to have it at that time. However, Lyric, this is what the description on Goodreads says. So it says, she's a gem, all in on an entirely different level than the woman I'm accustomed to. She's loyal and about her paper. That's why I sacrificed the only friendships I've ever known, wait for however long it took her to be ready, and happily sever ties with anyone who didn't agree with or was against our union. Because this little spoiled brat that I once considered fruit, and there was nothing I stopped at to maintain the privilege of burning my seeds in her garden. He's a friend and don't mind risking it all for me. The truth is, I just can't get enough of him. From his jet black skin to his uncompromisingly addictive smile, he has me in a chokehold. However, our union isn't as simple as we wish it was. That's why I can't see myself breaking my brother's heart, destroying our family's dynamic, or disappointing the man that means the most to me to be with him. I already caused him enough pain and suffering for the sake of love. I couldn't bring myself to do it again. So Lyric is a part of the Huffington. It is by Huffington. It's a part of the Eisenberg Effect series. This is the sister, along with the other siblings, Luca and Lake. Luca and Lake. So I did read that one, and I did finish it. It was really good, but we're going to talk about it in my April's wrap up. The next book that I do plan to read for the month of April is the 3rd book in the series. This one is Lake, and this is also a part of the Eisenberg Effect series. Lake is the brother of Luca and Lyric, and this is also by Huffington. I will make sure to put that picture right here, and I'm going to tell you what Lake is about. So it says, she's a good girl and has a thing for bad boys. It's the reason I had to let her go. I knew that I was a mistake she was willing to make over and over again. I loved her too much to hurt her. That didn't give anyone else the right to. She's too pure and too precious. And I'd do any dirty that dared to play with her heart. I wasn't even the exception when it came to her. That's why I knew I had to get my ish together and cater to her heart the only way I could. And until she was mine again, I'd go to war with any man and empty my bank accounts, ignite fires between us, sing every love song known to man, and grovel at her feet, because I wouldn't rest until she belonged to me. He's a heartbreaker, meaning Lake, and I'm still recovering from that time he broke mine. Year after year after year, I tricked myself into believing that I'm over it and that I'm over him, but then I see his face and the feelings we once shared resurface. We were young and we were in love, but it was a love I was willing to do anything for. Suddenly he decided that my love wasn't enough. While he went on with his life, mine was always stuck on pause. Then suddenly I decided that love waits for no one and allowed it into my world again. Happiness has found me in the form of a chocolate successful black man. Yeah, I'm still wondering if I could even be happier with him. I'm excited about this because in Lyric and in Luca, but more so in Lyric, they touch more so on Lake and is it Braisley? I believe that's her name. And pretty much what I got from that was they're like on and off lovers, and Lake just can't seem to get his stuff together, and he keeps mistreating her and he keeps cheating on her, and it's almost like they're not supposed to be together, but they can't help but be together. So I feel as though that's what's going to go on. So I'm excited to read that next, and I do plan on reading that after the book I'm currently reading, which is Legendborn, but we'll get into that soon. So the third book that I do plan on reading for the month of April. Mind you, even though I'm saying these in a specific order, I have no clue what my mood is going to be once I'm done with the book. So I plan on reading these like throughout the month. But this one is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I did touch on this in my vlog that you all saw last Wednesday. And I already did go over the back of it, and I don't want to sound redundant, but this is pretty much like a vampire bride and like an alpha werewolf. It's almost like a fantasy romance I'm getting from Ali Hazelwood with this book. I heard that it's really good, but I did get a few comments where some of you was like, I'm not quite sure how I felt about Bride. So the reviews are up and down. I really just think it depends on your preference and your taste in books. I am a fantasy girly. I love fantasy books and I love romance. Romantasy is more so my genre. And I feel as though this might be something that I really will enjoy. So I am excited to get into this. So Bride by Ali Hazelwood. The next one is The Teacher by Freida McFadden. I do want to make sure that I squeeze in at least 2 thrillers this month. So I do have another thriller that I want to read for the month of April. But this one is The Teacher by Freida McFadden. Again, I did read this in the last vlog as well, so I don't want to sound redundant. But this essentially is about, I think it's about somebody having an affair with a teacher and some weird stuff start going on. It says Eve has a good life. She gets up each day, gets a kiss from her husband, heads off to teach math at the local high school. But last year, a scandal was involving a student-teacher affair named Addie. And Eve thinks there's more like ugly rumors that meets the eye. So it seems as though like Eve is trying to figure out what's really going on with that scandal, and Addie isn't really like a trustworthy type of person. So I think Eve is going to make it her job to figure out what secrets that Addie is hiding. I heard really good things about The Teacher. Most recently I heard that it was like alright, but I just have to read it for myself. But I did look on Goodreads and it does have a few good amount of reviews and ratings, so I'm excited to read this. And this one is by Freida McFadden. There is another thriller that I don't have the physical copy for. It actually just popped up on my Kindle like ad today, and I immediately added it to my TBR, and I plan on ordering it off of Amazon. But I'm going to let you all know what that book is. It's a thriller and it looks so good. Let's see, hold on one second, let me find it. Okay, so it's called The Lawyer by James Patterson. It only has 2,161 ratings on Goodreads and only has 198 reviews. But this is a 4.44 star by the majority. And it just sounded so good when I read the description on my Kindle. So let me read it to y'all because I am definitely going to read this. It says, "Move over, John Grisham. He's the fastest, sharpest legal thriller in years. Biloxi's best criminal defense attorney becomes the nation's prime suspect when his wife is murdered. He's never lost a case, but can he win when he's presumed guilty? Stafford Lee Penny is a small-town lawyer with a big-time reputation for winning every case he tries. In his sharp suits and polished Oxford shoes, Penny is Biloxi, Mississippi's #1 lawyer and top local celebrity. Just as Penny notches his latest courtroom victory, his wife is scandalously killed. He spirals into a legal and personal losing streak, damaging his reputation and ruining his career. That's when Penny makes a bold decision. He stops treading on his power lawyer attorney and creates a new lawyer lifeguard. Moonlighting at the beach, showing up to court in flip-flops, mentoring a law student, the new Penny is at first unrecognizable. It's said that a lawyer who represents himself has a fool for a client. But when Penny's accused of murder, the #1 lawyer will find a way to triumph." Don't that sound good? So yes, immediately I just added this to my TBR today. So I cannot wait to read this book. The next book I'm actually in the middle of currently reading is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I am actually on page, I have my Kindle here. So let's see. I am on page 320. I am 60% in, and pretty much essentially this is about a 16-year-old named Bree Matthews. Her and her best friend Alice took like this test to get into a college early, And while Bree was on college, y'all, while Bree and Alice first started, they went to this party, and Bree kind of sees some weird stuff going on, like spiritually. She is just seeing a lot of like crazy stuff going on that everybody else seems to be blind to. Well, Bree finds herself trying to chase whatever it is that she's seeing because she feels as though it has a tie to her mother's death. They start off the book with the death of Bree's mother, which definitely has an effect on her, and all this magical, demonic type of stuff that she's seeing. Bree feels as though it's linked to that. So she finds herself getting into some things she don't need to be getting into to try to figure out what is going on. So this had a very slow start for me, y'all. Right now, I'm still trying to like get into it. I'm probably gonna end up rating this more so like a 3-star. It took me well over, I think, 200 pages for me to really start like understanding what was going on. So I've heard a lot of good things on like TikTok and on Goodreads about this book. So I just could not wait to get into it. And I also don't know if it's because right now I am still in a romance mood and I picked up a fantasy, so that may also could be taking effect on my rating. But either way it goes, I will let you all know my full thoughts on it at the end of April's TBR, or probably in the next vlog that's going to go up on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. But yes, Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. The next book that I want to read, that I'm actually scared to read, is Magnolia Parks by Jessica Hastings, just because I heard this is like so messy, so toxic, but I heard it's good. Like, I'm hearing different mixed reviews. Hold on, y'all, I need to adjust my lid. A lot of mixed reviews about this book. I think it's either for you or it's not. Y'all know this has been sitting on my bookshelf for a minute. Y'all know, a couple months now. So we're finally going to get into it this month. But really quickly, it says Magnolia Parks is a beautiful, affluent, self-involved, and a mildly neurotic London socialite. BJ Valentine is Britain's most notorious and photographed bad boy who broke her heart, but these two are meant to be and everyone knows it. So from what I gather, it seems as though Magnolia and BJ are lovers, but they are very immature and they can't seem to stop doing toxic things to each other to get the other one's attention. I think. I could be wrong because I have not read this, but from what I read from the back and from what I've seen reviews on, that's kind of what I got from that. It's almost like they don't need to be together, but they can't help but be together. So it says Magnolia and BJ are written in the stars, just suspended in a strange kind of love that looks like hurting each other a lot of the time. She dates other people to keep him at bay. He sleeps with other girls to get back at her for it. But at the end of their very sad endeavor to get over one another, it's still each other they crawl back to. Finally, after years of this, their dysfunction is catching up with them, pulling at their seams and fraying the world they built. But they're not ready to let go, not yet at least. So I'm excited to get into this. And then, as you all can see, we do have the rest of the Twisted series. You know, all know I read Twisted Love a couple months ago, and I have not gotten around to these books yet, but I am ready to just go ahead and get through this series. So I believe Twisted Games is the next book, actually. I believe y'all gonna have to forgive me if I'm like out of order with these, but let's go ahead and see what this one is about. It says, stoic, broody, and arrogant, elite bodyguard Riz Larson has 2 rules. Protect his clients at all costs. 2, do not become emotionally involved, ever. He has never once been tempted to break those rules until her. Bridget Von Ashford, a princess with a stubborn streak that matches his own and a hidden fire that reduces his rules to ash. She's nothing he expected and everything he never knew he needed. Day by day, inch by inch, she breaks down his defenses until he's faced with a truth he can no longer deny. He swore an oath to protect her, but all he wants is to ruin her, take her, because she's his princess, his forbidden fruit, his every depraved fantasy. So I'm excited to read this. I remember when I was reading Twisted Love, when they hinted at Bridget, I was like, oh, she's a princess. And when they started hinting at the new bodyguard that was coming in, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. So I'm excited to read this. I plan on reading this more so in the beginning of April. I'm just really trying to get through Legendborn, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm just trying to get through it. But I'm excited. I'm very excited to read this one. I'm not sure which is the next one. Is it Twisted Lies or Twisted Hate? I'm not too sure. We're gonna go ahead. Oh, Lord, y'all, reading is fundamental. She has it right on the front. So Twisted Hate is actually the third one. So let's go ahead and read the back of this one. It says, gorgeous, cocky, and fast, on his way to becoming a hotshot doctor, Josh Chen has never met a woman he couldn't charm, except for Jules Ambrose. The beautiful redhead has been a thorn in his side since they met, but she also consumes his thought in a way no woman ever has. With their animosity exposed into one unforgettable night, he proposed a solution that'll get her out of his system and once and for all, an enemies with benefits arrangement with simple rules. No jealousy, no strings attached, and absolutely no falling in love. When you see that, you absolutely know they're gonna fall in love. But that's what we love about it, because although we know what the outcome is gonna be, we are still like, oh my God, are they gonna fall in love? So yes. Then it says, outgoing and ambitious, Jules Ambrose is a former party girl who's focused on one thing, passing the attorney's bar exam. We love a smart, educated woman now. The last thing she needs is to get involved with a doctor who puts the suffer in insufferable, no matter how good looking he is. But the more she gets to know him, the more she realizes there's more than meets the eyes of the man she's hated for so long. Her best friend's brother, her nemesis, and her only salvation. Theirs is a match made in hell, and when the demons made their past catch up with them, they're faced with truths that could either save them or destroy everything they worked for. This sounds so good. I love reading books about when a man and a woman are kind of on the same level, like career-wise, and they are both like fighting for that dominance. I think it's gonna be one. And then the last one, book 4, is Twisted Lies, and this one says, charming, deadly, and smart enough to hide it, Christian Harper is a monster dressed in the perfectly tailored suits of a gentleman. He has little use for morals and even less use for love, but he cannot deny the strange pull he feels toward the woman living just one floor below him. She's the object of his darkest desires, the only puzzle he can't solve, and when the opportunity gets closer to her arises, he breaks his own rules to offer her a deal she can't refuse. Every monster has their weaknesses. She's his obsession, his addiction, his only exception. Sweet, shy, and introverted despite her social media frame, Stella Alonso is a romantic who keeps her heart in a cage. Between her 2 jobs, she has little time or desire for a relationship. But when a threat from her past drives her into the arms and house of the most dangerous man she's ever met, she's tempted to let herself feel something for the first time in a long time. Because despite Christian's cold nature, he makes her feel everything when she's with him. Passionate, protected, truly wanted. Theirs is a love twisted with secrets and tainted by lies, and when the truths are finally revealed, they could shatter everything. Ooh, so if you all read the Twisted series, let me know what was your favorite. Was it Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, or Twisted Lies? If you read them. I only read the first one, so I don't have an opinion yet, but I will share my opinion once I'm done with them all. So yes, friends, those are all the books that I'm going to read for the month of April. You know, I may bring in a little bit more. I may not even touch some of these, but we'll see. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 again. So we're gonna read or try to read 10 books again for the month of April. Hopefully we'll stick to our TBR, but I must say so myself. I do a pretty good job at sticking to my TBR as much as possible. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, friends. Y'all, in the last video I just said we are almost to 800 subscribers, and now we are almost halfway to 900 subscribers. So I love y'all so much. Y'all just don't understand how much your love and support means to little old me. I could always just, I don't know, I never knew what to expect or to come of this, but this community that we have built here is just one of the most beautiful blessings that I could be encountering on a daily. So thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was. Let me know if you read any of these books, and let me know your thoughts, y'all, because I know we don't like to hold back over here. But until next time, my friends, bye.